Welcome into the King Josiah TV podcast, guys. Good morning to anybody that's tuning in, that's up and going. Let's go ahead and get the intro going, guys. Thank you guys again for joining King Josiah TV, where this channel was created to educate, promote, and influence the kingdom of Jesus Christ in this world. I am your host, Josiah. Guys, before we get started, I need you to do me a huge favor. If you're listening on YouTube, I need you to go ahead and right now, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and that like before we get started. If you're listening audibly on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, go ahead and give me the follow.
Watch giants fall like Goliath. David, I dance. This ain't no tick-tock. God told me that my steps was ordered. Walking in flip-flops. Chris Rock, how they laughed at me. Tell Satan his plans won't prosper. Any demon on his roster, I'm profile. Child of God, forever the posture. I'm not the one you want to play with. God's favorite guy.
All right, guys. So we're going to listen to a pastor from Texas. He speaks on DEI, which has been a big thing recently in the Black community and a big thing just in America. People have been talking about this diversity, equity, and inclusion that a lot of these companies are taking away from their businesses and their practices and government and, our army and military. So it's been a big discussion. So I was like, we got to talk on this. And Pastor John, I'm gonna say I'm probably gonna say his last name right. Amanchukwu, I think is how you pronounce it. I may be saying it wrong, but he got in front of the Texas Council and was talking about DEI and who it serves and who it truly doesn't. And then we're gonna go over just some things, just bring some clarity to it, because I believe there is a lot of misinformation and misunderstanding of what DEI is and who it truly does serves. And does it really serve the Black man? Does it really serve the Christian to stand behind such a thing? But just a moment here.
I'm John Amanchukwu, and I wish that Senator Royce West
Amanchukwu. I said his name wrong. That's how you pronounce it.
Be here at this moment to hear, first and foremost, that there are Black people in this country who are against DEI, contrary to
There's a lot of us that are against it.
popular opinion. In 1911, Booker T. Washington wrote these words. He says, "There's a class of colored people who make a business of keeping the troubles, the wrongs, and the hardships of the Negro race before the public. Having learned that they are able to make a living out of their troubles, they have grown into the settled habit of advertising their wrongs, partly because they want sympathy and partly because it pays. Some of these people do not want the Negro to lose his grievances because they do not want to lose their jobs."
That's why, again, I'm very hesitant to support people like Jamal Bryant, like Al Sharpton. These people have made a career out of Black people's suffering, Black people's oppression, Black people going through things. And people keep running to them, but these people aren't creating solutions. You realize they're making money every time this stuff happens. They're paid for this sort of things. And so, I think that's something we shouldn't be blindly following, these sort of individuals that are literally profiting from our mishaps and for our things that have affected the Black community in a very negative way.
The question today is, what is the fruit of DEI? Has it fostered unity in school districts in Texas? No. Has it improved reading scores in Texas? No. Has it improved math scores in Texas? No. Has it improved SAT test scores in Texas? No. Has it improved STAR test scores in Texas? No. Has it cost us a lot of money? Yes. So what has DEI produced? Nothing but confusion. 1 Corinthians 14:33 says that God is not the author of confusion, but of peace.
Amen.
And so instead of us hiding behind the misnomer of DEI leveling the playing field, it's time for us to wipe the Black face off of DEI. DEI purports that it benefits Blacks and brown people in America, but it doesn't. It really only opens up opportunities for people who are driven towards trans-zealot ideologies. My hope and prayer is that we can get back to reading, writing, and arithmetic and remove content that is mentally raping our children.
Thank you. Appreciate your testimony.
Thank you.
I mean, and he's about to talk about it here, but when it comes to DEI, it only, since DEI has started, and again, Black people are pushing this so hard, but again, what we were saying before, Black people, we need to stop blindly following things. We got to stop just reading headlines. We got to stop just listening to Shade Room, Breakfast Club, and all these other blog sites. We need to truly read, truly look up things that are being pushed on us that we say we should step behind and we should be for, that aren't benefiting our community. Because Black Enterprise, which he's about to talk about, Black Enterprise has stated that it only has been, DEI has only benefited 4% of Black people in the workplace. We're going to let him finish up here.
Members, any questions? I want to follow up with your last comments. It's also true for 10 years of DEI offices across our university campuses.
Sure.
10 years that minority faculty recruitment and hiring went from 3.1% to 1.7%.
Wow. Senator, may I add?
Please.
4% of DEI hires in America are only Black. Or they're Black, right? Only 4% of DEI hires are Black, according to Black Enterprise. And 76% of chief diversity officers are white. And so we need diversity now for our diversity. It's not working.
It's just DEI has not been benefiting Black people. And so I was curious, who is DEI truly benefiting? Who's benefiting from this? And the numbers just aren't adding up to me. When you look this up, according to current research, white women have historically been most significantly beneficiaries of DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion policies. This is often attributed to their increase in representation in leadership roles due to affirmation actions and diversity initiatives, even while their groups remain unrepresentative. DEI policies are often framed as tools to uplift people of color, women, LGBTQ individuals, and other marginalized groups. However, data reveals that the biggest beneficiaries of affirmative action, diversity hiring, and corporate DEI initiatives have been white women. This isn't our cause. More funding, grants, and networking opportunities should be directed towards Black, Latin, and Indigenous women enterprises and people in general to ensure that they have the same access to the capital as white women and business owners. So it's just like, there's just, the math ain't mathing, guys. It's not adding up that this is a cause that Black people should be standing behind. And I don't think a lot of people have done the research enough to look into it.
You know, if we get back to the Bible where it talks about loving your neighbor as yourself, and getting away from what Ibram Kendi said, one of the leading voices of critical race theory, who said that the best way to deal with past racism is present racism. And so it's time for us to get back to uniting America instead of dividing America.
Mr. Chairman.
I agree. I 100% agree. So I just want to cap that off with a verse here that, you know, when people try to think that this is something that Christians should stand behind, or this is something that you know, is a part of the Christian cause, I just want us to be leery of is that having a form of godliness but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. For this sort they which creep into the houses and lead captive silly women, and laden with sins, and led away with drivers of lust. So guys, there's just so much there, guys, that again, I think that we just need to educate ourselves on, be knowledgeable on, and not just be led astray by what other people say and what's being pushed in the media. So we're gonna go and wrap today's show up. Thank you guys for sticking along. I know it was a long one today. Before I get you out of here, I know you guys probably got a lot of comments, a lot of opinions on this. Drop them below, comment, talk to me. I want to hear your perspective on a lot of these things. A lot of these topics are very controversial and things that everybody's talking about. So let's have the discussion. Hit the like button, guys, below. Thank you guys for tuning in to episode 32. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe if you're listening on YouTube. But guys, I will see you next week.
But my salvation on me like it's a helmet. The way you sin is death, for send you to hell quick. Wanted to be all about me, God, I was selfish. I was